Hi, I'm Richard Murphy, and I want to talk about something very simple, very straightforward, and which most political journalists, it seems, get wrong. And that is the fact that the UK has not got a credit card, nor has it got a mortgage, nor actually has it got an overdrawn bank account. That's because the UK as a whole is not the same as a household. What economists say is going on when people make the claim that we have a maxed out credit card is that the household analogy is in use. It is pretended that the country is like a household or a company, but it isn't, for one very simple, very straightforward and very obvious reason. You and I cannot print our own money to pay off our debts. We cannot make money out of thin air. We have to work for it or secure it by borrowing it if we are to pay someone. But the government is the monopoly creator of money. It can literally print, although that's not the main way of doing it, or create money whenever it wants. And creating money is done simply by the Bank of England effectively making a loan to the Treasury, whether that's through quantitative easing or directly on what is called the Ways and Means account, does not matter. The fact is the government can create money to repay any debt whenever it wants without having to go and ask somebody else to provide that money to it, because as I repeat, it can always make its own money. Now what that means is that it has no credit card limit and it will never max it out, because if it owes another £1, it can make another £1. If it owes another £1 billion, it can make another £1 billion. That is simply something it can do by asking the Bank of England to provide it with the cash that it wants. And the Bank of England is owned by the government and has been since just after the Second World War. And whatever is said about Bank of England independence, it will always do what the government says, because that's what happens when you own a bank. They do what you ask. So this idea that we somehow have a maxed out credit card, or we're at our credit limit, or even that we are up to our neck in debt, when actually all that is happening is the government, as a result of quantitative easing, is effectively owing itself some money, is nonsense. I just wish that all the people who say on television, in Parliament and anywhere else that we have a debt crisis would answer a very simple question. Who is the money owed to? When it comes to the government, it's either owed to people who really want to own that debt, people like banks and building societies and pension funds and life insurance companies and foreign governments and so on, or actually, in the case of 40% of it, it's owed by the government to itself, and therefore, frankly, can be repaid whenever it wants, or never if it also wants, because it makes no difference. But the household analogy is wrong, and it's wrong, and you should always remember it's wrong, because the government is the monopoly creator of money, and therefore it can always pay its debts, come what may.
Thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, I'm pleased. If you want to see other videos like this, there are links below this screen. If you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter as well, at Richard J. Murphy. Look at my blog, Tax Research UK. And if you'd like to donate, because this video series is being largely paid for by donations, there is a donations button on every single post on my blog. Thanks a lot.